First, Deputy Prime Minister Hean says that the white paper on population serves to strike a fine balance for the benefit of all Singaporeans. Presenting the paper in Parliament today, he also says the roadmap proposes a significant change of gear in Singapore's workforce and population growth.
From the onset, the Deputy Prime Minister emphasised 2 points. One, the White Paper is proposing a significant slowdown in workforce and population growth. For example, population growth rate is in fact projected to drop to about half the historical growth rate. GDP growth may range between 2 and 3% from 2020 to 2030, less than half the average annual growth in the past decade. And 2, that the government is not deciding now on a population of 6.9 million by 2030. The figure, he stresses, only to prepare infrastructure plans.
It is the ability to meet the needs of Singaporeans and provide a good quality of life that is the drive, is our objective, and not the numbers per se. If we are able to achieve all that with a smaller population, whether 6.5 or lower, there is no reason to go higher. But it's prudent to plan our infrastructure for the upper end of the range so that we don't get caught up.
And if the country can raise its birth rate, then fewer immigrants are needed. Mr. Teo also spoke about the urgency of addressing the country's population challenges now. By 2025, the citizen population will start to shrink if nothing is done. For example, the total fertility rate of 1.2 now means that for every 100 Singaporeans in this generation, there will be 60 Singaporeans in the next generation, and only 36 in the generation after that. This, Mr. Teo said, threatens the sustainability of the Singaporean core population. There will also be fewer Singaporeans supporting the elderly. Today, there are 5.9 working age citizens for each citizen aged 65 and above. By 2030, this will fall to 2.1, roughly 1/3.
What does this mean for Singaporeans? Higher taxes on those working to fund subsidized healthcare for a much larger number of seniors, slower business activity and less investment in new sectors, leading to fewer jobs and career opportunities. Young Singaporeans may decide to leave for more exciting opportunities in other growing cities. This is a real worry, not on a national level, but for parents too, who wonder whether their children will go abroad in search of better opportunities, and they will be left here alone in their silver years.
To sustain the Singaporean population, Mr. Teo said the best and fundamental way is to encourage Singaporeans to start families. Mr. Teo also addressed concerns about whether the government is pro-Singaporeans or pro-foreigner. He reiterated the need for immigrants to augment the Singaporean workforce. For example, as more Singaporeans take on professional jobs, he said there's a need for foreign workers to take on the lower skilled jobs. And even as the number of foreigners in Singapore increases, Mr. Teo said Singaporeans will remain at the core of the country's policies.
We defend Singapore and Singaporeans because we are the stakeholders of our country, and our families, our homes, and our futures are here. No foreigner can feel the same way. We may help to ensure the safety of foreigners who are here in time of conflict, but we are not defending their families or their futures. We are defending ours, and that will never change.
As to questions on whether or not Singapore will be overcrowded in future, Mr. Teo listed out the various efforts undertaken by government agencies to ramp up infrastructure and build ahead of demand. Now, Parliament will debate the white paper as well as the report on land use over the next few days, with 60 MPs slated to speak on the issue.
In fact, that debate has already begun. MPs from the People's Action Party are calling for more efforts to educate Singaporeans about the importance of the White Paper. But the Workers' Party has declared it was not endorsing it.